right, hi everybody. This is the video about the disclaimer, and that is basically the information that goes with the syllabus contract. So if you are signing the syllabus contract, you should know what you're signing. And so I'm going to go over the different points of the disclaimer so that way you understand what you're signing when you sign the syllabus contract. Okay, so I just have the syllabus contract right here with me. I printed it out, so I'm just going over it, okay? You can also just read it too. You don't necessarily need to watch the video, okay? So it says the disclaimer is part of the syllabus contract that you're going to be signing, and due to the nature of the material covered in this class, you need to be aware of some stuff, okay? So the first thing is that we're going to be discussing not just study skills and things like that, but we're going to be talking about deeper issues that might be contributing to, some of the issues or problems that you've had as a student here at Chafee. And so we're going to get into some deeper stuff. And that's going to require you to do some deeper thinking about yourself and about your goals and about what you want, and also about how you see yourself. So we're going to be talking about things like self-esteem, and we're going to be talking about self-responsibility. We're going to be talking about, I guess, our friends and like toxic relationships, toxic friendships, things, people that are bringing you down. It can get pretty deep. And so for that reason, we're going to be keeping everything in the class confidential or just between us. Meaning, if someone says something in a discussion, then that should stay there. You don't want to go home and say, hey, guess what my friend said in class? Please don't talk about other people's stuff to your family and friends. That's their personal issues, and we're going to be talking about those together. But we have to keep it a safe space. So when you're signing the contract, you're basically saying, I'm not going to go around talking about other people's issues and problems with my family and friends because that's private. I kind of feel like, well, and with me too. So I just want you to know that if you meet with me for any reason or anything that you talk about in a journal or that you write in any of your assignments, I'm not going to talk about that with other students. I'm not going to talk about it with any of my colleagues here at Chafee. I'm not going to talk about it with anybody unless you give me permission to. Okay, so if we have a personal meeting where it's just me and you, that information between us is going to stay between us. And that's how it should be, right? So if we're talking about really deep issues in this class, let's keep them in the class. We will be discussing topics that have adult themes. Now, this is something that I kind of wanted to explain a little more in detail. There is a list here, and I'm just going to read the list that I wrote. Okay, so relationships, or sexual relationships, responsibility, suicidal ideation, mental illness, self-sabotage, body image, eating disorders, drug addiction, sex addiction, video game addiction, other adult topics. So if it sounds like it's too much for you, you might want to consider enrolling in a different section. Now, I know at this point there's probably not a different section. I think it's like me or me for the 8-week second fast track classes. But I can tell you that most of these topics are things that come up sometimes. I'm not going to be specifically talking about each of these. There are a couple like body image that I bring up a lot because I see it as a really prevalent issue for students or for people just in general because of the media and because of things that we see, I guess, in our everyday lives and things that we have to think about. So there are certain topics that I will be lecturing on. But most of these topics, as they come up, are just going to be things that might come up in a discussion because people tend to, especially as we get into the material more, they bring up personal issues. And when we start having students bringing up personal issues, we're going to be bringing up adult topics because we're adults and we want to be able to talk about what's going on with us. We don't have to censor ourselves so that way, other people won't be upset or offended by what's going on with us. This is a space where you can talk about yourself, where you can talk about the real issues and problems that are happening in your life. And so that's why I'm giving this warning because I want people to understand that because this is a safe space where you can talk about everything, these topics may come up. So if I've had things like sexual abuse come up or, things like anorexia or, and so those may be trigger points for certain people and maybe they won't be able to handle those situations. However, I can tell you that if you are struggling with something and you're not sure if you can handle a certain situation or if this topic comes up, you can come to me ahead of time and we can have a little chat about it and see if there's a workaround or see if there's a way that, we can make it a safer space for you. I do try to make sure everybody comes and has a place where they can be. But there may be situations where maybe, something recently happened to you and you're just so triggered by these things that maybe this isn't the right time for you to take a class like this. So if that's the case or you're concerned about it, contact me. I am available for personal meetings. We can just meet on Zoom really quick and talk about it and see if there's a solution. I am open to solving problems with you, and I don't want to make it difficult or hard for you. I want you to get the most out of the class that you possibly can. Okay? The course will involve the use of strong language that will include the use of profanity. And that's because, okay, I use uncensored materials from previous semesters, maybe things that students have created or made. I like to keep the atmosphere of the class kind of laid back enough so like if you say something and it has a curse word in it, I'm not going to get mad about it. Okay. Online it's a little different because we're not just speaking freely, we're typing things, and so you don't necessarily need to type a bunch of cuss words to get your point across. Okay, I'm not giving you permission to just use the F-bomb constantly, but if you really need to punctuate something and you need to explain and you need to use a word like that because that's the only word that is going to explain what you're trying to say, okay, I got you. With me, I tend to cuss just in normal life. Like I am the type of person that when I am out in my life and I'm just talking to my friends and family, like I use curse words. I don't see them as a big deal, but I know that they bother some people. So I do try to, at least on Canvas, keep myself to a place where I don't do that. But sometimes when I'm really lecturing and I really get into something, something will just kind of slip out. And I don't mean for it to, and I really don't want to have to re-record my whole video or go through and try to edit, bleep out everything. It's like, you guys are adults. You know that sometimes these things happen. So if that offends you, I'm very sorry. Can you please forgive me in advance and know that if I do say something like that, it's never on purpose. It's never because I'm trying to offend you. Okay. It's just that that's just how I talk most of the time. And with a class like this, sometimes I get so passionate about what I'm saying that something might happen and I might slip up and say something. The thing with me is sometimes I don't even realize I've said it. It just comes out. So I apologize in advance for that. And please know that it may be something you hear just along the way, but I will try to make sure that it isn't. Okay. Despite the laid back atmosphere of this class, I do expect you guys to show respect for one another and to me, and I will respect you. Okay. I already respect you. I respect everybody, to be honest. Like, even people that probably don't deserve my respect, I give them respect because that's the kind of person I am. But seeing students disrespect each other, I honestly, I've never had an issue with this. Like, ever. In any of the classes I've ever taught, I've never had students disrespect each other. I've had disagreements, but they were respectful in their disagreement. So I don't think this is something that I really need to go over too much, but just know that if you do disrespect people, that there are consequences for that. So if you're really rude or you say something, racist, or you say something, mean or terrible, you could be dropped from this class because this is a class where people need to feel safe and they need to be able to talk about themselves and their problems, their issues, the things they're going through, and troubleshoot. And so if you're making it a space where someone can't do that, then you're going to be the one to go, not them. Okay. So, like I said, never had a problem. Probably not going to have a problem with you guys because I don't know. You guys seem pretty cool. All right. So if you can't continue taking the class for any reason, please drop the class. That simple. But first, before you drop the class, please come talk to me because I'm here to help. Sometimes there's hope and you can fix things and it's not too late. Sometimes it is. But if you don't come to me and ask me, like, hey, is there anything I can do? Then you'll never know. Like, you might drop the class and you could have passed it if you would have just done A, B, and C. But you didn't come to me and ask, and I wasn't able to tell you what you needed to do to stay with things. So please, if you feel like you don't want to continue with the class, come see me first. Just set up a personal meeting with me and you'll have no problems. time getting the information you need. We'll go over your grade. We'll look at how many points are left. We'll see if you can possibly pass. I will tell you if I think you should drop. And I've actually told students before, I really think you should drop the class. You're not in a good position to pass. Even if you did all the assignments and everything perfectly, it's still going to be really close. And I know, like, most people are going to make one mistake along the way, and you can't even make one mistake. So I would say drop the class. And I've had students say, but I don't want to drop. I love this class. And I'll just say, come back next term. I'll be here, and I will be here to help again. And next time you'll have a better idea of how things are going to go. So there might be a next time for you if you don't pass this time. I tend to tell the opening doors that all of you guys can retake the class. I think that's everything for the disclaimer. So you'll basically then go to, it's like this syllabus contract page like this. And this is going to be online. So there'll be an assignment that says syllabus contract. Oh, I've got a kitten. Say hi, kitten. Say hi. This is Pantera, the black Bengal. She's very cute. So you'll actually put your name here. It's like I and then your name. And then this basically says that you reviewed the syllabus and you understand the contents and the sensitive nature of the topics discussed, and you're making a commitment to complete the class. And you'll seek help from me if you struggle or if you need to drop the class, and that you'll officially drop the class if you stop coming. Because if you don't drop the class, you'll end up with a FW, which is a failure to withdraw. And a fail to withdraw counts the same as an F on your report card, so, or on your your transcript. So you don't want an FW because it looks, I think it's worse than an F in some ways, because it looks like you just didn't drop the class so you failed, or you just stopped coming to class so you failed. You didn't follow up and actually drop the class. So you definitely don't want an FW on your report card. And on your report card, I don't know, this isn't high school. You guys have a transcript, not a report card. I don't know what world I'm living in here. So then you'll sign and date it, but online you're going to use DocuSign to sign this digitally. Again, you can use any other program you like to sign this. If it just has to be a legal signature, so a legal, you can't just like type your name in. You have to actually do a digital signature, okay? But any program works. I have DocuSign on there as the program that I've got linked up to the assignment. But like I said, you could use Google Signature if you want, or any other document signing program. But don't forget part 2, okay? So part 2 here, it says for full credit, you need to leave me a comment or question. So you can be like, hey, Dr. Borghi, I really like your necklace in the video for the disclaimer. And I'll be like, thank you, okay? Or you can say, I have a question. What do I do if I don't know if I can finish the class? Okay, and then I'll tell you the answer. So I'll get back to you. This first comment from you is my first impression of you, because that's how I'm meeting you guys. So this is the first thing I'm going to see from you when I do my grading. So please say something to help me get to know you, or ask me a question, or let me know something that you like about what I'm doing with my lectures. Comment on Pantera because she's very cute and she's an adorable little cat. Whatever. Okay, so that is it. That's the disclaimer, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.